Welcome to week 7 guest lines for the Upper Bowl podcast and 10 questions. Man, out of the three of us, we may have had the worst weekend in sports of all time. Doesn't matter if the Eagles lost to the Giants the first time in forever. Your teams, all three of our baseball teams losing in the decisive games of playoff baseball. I don't know what's up now, and I'm just glad to be back with my guys, Duncan Dad and Jake Rima. How are you guys doing this weekend, by the way?
I was counting on somebody to talk me off the ledge. One of the darkest weekends of Michigan. Throw some bad college football in there as well. But the marathon from Friday night to watch your baseball team be eliminated, and then everybody got to watch that poor performance from the Lions Sunday night against the Chiefs. And why not add a cherry on top with a punk-ass move from Brian Branch to go after Juju Smith-Schuster to just add a cherry on top to one of the worst weekends. But misery loves company. So, Duncan, Dad, I toss it over to you, man.
I mean, I was looking for that misery arc to sort of be like punctuated. And when Branch got into it, I was like, this is it. Like, this is the cherry on top. Like, Chicago Sports Week had sucked. Philadelphia Sports All Week. Pennsylvania sports in general sucked. Detroit sucked. Michigan sucked. Like, it was, you couldn't ask for a better composition of just teams who love to give you the false sense of hope and then just roll out their worst possible performances every single time. You got Scooble on the mound. He loses. You got Kirk Green just got to pick up the ball, little league play, throw to first base, loses. James Franklin's getting fired. Penn State's losing too. People are retiring from the Eagles. Branch is beating people up. I mean, and we haven't even talked about Chicago yet.
The Cubs gave me the worst of false hope on a Thursday night, and they ripped my heart out Saturday. And I may have thrown my shaker cup at a door, by the way. That's how. And it was a nice shaker cup, by the way, not the plastic one, the nice metal one, and it blew up in the smithereens. So that's my weekend, anyways. And lo and behold, out of all teams I can't stand, the New York Giants beat the Eagles for the first time in forever, and now they're the toast of the town. Please, just don't kick me when I'm down even more. Just kick me. Don't stab me. Just kick me in the ribs so I can just have trouble time breathing. Yeah. So, all right. Before we really start the podcast, by the way, we do have some breaking news, by the way. I never thought I would say this as I could find my drop anyways. Well, we have our first coach fired, by the way. It's not Mike McDaniel. It's Brian Callahan of the Tennessee Titans, by the way.
That's a miracle. That is
a miracle. It's a Canadian Thanksgiving miracle. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, though, with the Titans making this move, I think it just shows, hey, they're not messing around.
Yeah. It shows that. McDaniel, you're next anyway, so that's all I'm going to say. Duncan, Dad, any thoughts on the Titans?
Yeah, no.
Head coach.
You invested in a really good quarterback at the top of your draft. You can't play games. Callahan, he's, sometimes it's a foot in, sometimes it's a foot out, sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a dance. Tennessee's got to get serious, right? We talked about this early in the podcast this year. Like, you are going to give yourself some time now, but let's be a serious organization. And these are the moves that have to come along. And, I think the Miami situation, and we're going to get to that, is like, what's the better option at this point?
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's start these 10 questions anyways.
Let's do it.
Number 10, what does this win mean for the New York Giants as they beat the Eagles this past Thursday Night Football? Jake Rietma, I like to say you're the casual observer and you watch in Dallas. What are your thoughts?
I was going to say, unbiasedly watching this one, I hate to give the Giants a lot of credit, but if I'm a Giants fan, I saw what I can be excited about moving forward. And we're all, when it comes to watching football, we all have the tendency, at least I hate to generalize, but you see like the flashy object and you just think it can always be like this. And the flashy object times 2 with young players like Cam Scatterbo and obviously Jackson Dart. And you think, this is our future. Let's go. So again, just 1,000-foot view. There's a lot to be excited about there for the Giants.
Duncan, Dad.
Yeah, not looking forward to the next 5 to 7 years, especially when Neighbors gets back and he's on board. They'll definitely make moves in the offseason, shore up the offensive line. They'll probably go get themselves 1 or 2 defensive pieces to solidify on the outside. But big thing for me from that win is just like the Eagles have to just, I think, realize like, hey, we have some legitimate,
Problems.
forthcoming competition and problems.
How do I say this? Can I say the rivalry is not on life support anymore again after
Oh
they beat
no!
them?
Oh no!
I think it's back now, and I have a reason to hate Cam Scatterboot and now Jackson Dart, 2 bunchable faces. I hate the New York Giants more than any team, by the way. I hate their fan base. You can see the quote I called about Giant fans a long time ago on the older episodes, what Giant fans are anyways. So I'm glad they're back. Now they're punchable faces even more to follow their franchise. They've gone from goofy faces of Eli Manning now punchable faces now. So
I want Scatterboot to be in a way Jeremy Shockey level. Like I want that antagonizer, but I want him to be there. I don't want it to be like a flash in a plan, like Jake was saying. Like, don't get me excited about a kid who's all amped up in energy and is gonna stir the pot, and then he fades away. Like I don't need that in my life.
I don't need him to be like a douchebag like Tiki Barber. So Jake, this is welcome to my life. I hate the New York Giant fans more.
I was just about to say, I think it's a good thing that we started with me, where I was like, oh, loop-de-doo. Yeah, this guy seemed fine. I mean, yeah, we can root for him. And then we get the real hate from you guys. So
I grew up hating the New York Giant fans. That's why. I tell this to everyone. I hate the Kerry Collins era. I hate the Eli Manning era.
And he's a Penn State guy.
I do.
Judas.
I'm not even a Penn State guy. That's the funnier part anyways. So that's right. Number 9. What were your thoughts on Garrett Wilson quitting mid-play before the end of the first half Sunday in London versus the Broncos and showing his frustration towards Aaron Glenn? Duncan Dad.
I love the frustration to Aaron Glenn. That the Broncos just dominated them. I mean, he's sort of been one of those. I'm not calling him a hit and miss guy because I think he's like a top tier receiver, and I just think he's one of those guys who feed him the ball, give him the ball, he wants the ball. But there were 2 plays that I specifically remember, hard outs on the left hash, and he got laid the F out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, like, are you throwing him into this stuff? And like as a receiver, that eats on you. But, these guys, we'll get in this conversation later about the quitting mid-play and the morale stuff. And, like I said, I'll circle back to that, but he's a receiver. He's a diva. Wide receivers are divas.
Mm-hmm. Jake.
Yeah, maybe it's not fair, but anytime it's a wide receiver, and it's such a weird position because they're so impactful and there's so many good ones. It's not like a quarterback where you have this hierarchy. There's teams that have 2 to 3 really good wide receivers, and so when they're the noisiest consistently, it's just so hard to put stock into it. And from a competitor standpoint, when things are going bad, and believe me, they were going bad.
Oh yeah, 10 yards. That's
about as bad as you possibly can. I think having the responsibility as one of the veteran players on that team to almost, sure, you can express your frustration, but you got to bring people together. You can't quit, and that's so much easier said than done. And the circumstances only amplify that in the sense that it was that bad and the offense was so brutal that, what would we be talking about if a wide receiver actually tried to rally his guys together instead of just spouting off all the time? And obviously that's not going to happen. So we'll just continue to live in that hypothetical world. But I kind of, rolled my eyes, shrugged my shoulders at it because it's another wide receiver doing what wide receivers do.
I've never seen worse quarterback play and offensive game plan ever in my life than the New York Jets, comparing it to anything from the early 2010s of the Cleveland Browns. That's my thoughts on it. Number 8, thoughts on Rico Dowdle having back-to-back show-out games versus the Dolphins and Cowboys these past 2 weeks.
Oh boy, I'm happy to lead off on this one because This was the talk of the town in Dallas leading up to it. And listen, we all love a good Jerry Jones soundbite. And if I was half the audio engineer Trevor Harris was, I would have had this drop for you. But Stephen Jones.
Your point?
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And now that I say that, of course, I think it was actually Stephen Jones that made this comment. But basically, when Rico Dowdle said, buckle up, Oh man, now I'm racking my brain going back. One of the Joneses said, "Oh, we're so scared." Essentially,
What's your point?
yeah, and to talk a big game and then go out and back it up. I mean, we're talking about over 200 yards from scrimmage, 50 plus receiving yards, the receiving touchdown. The craziest stat, I think he had 12 carries of 7 or more yards. So any way you slice it, he gashed the Cowboys and backed it up. And on top of that, the Panthers go out and get the win. And even in Dak Prescott's post-game press conference, he basically was like, yeah, what can we say? He backed it up. He walked a big game. He walked a big game, and the Panthers got the win. So as much as it pains me to say, shout out credit to Rico Dowdle. I would not have expected that to be one of the bigger talking points from Week 6 in the National Football League. But there you have it. And on top of all that, watching that game from start to finish, if I'm a Panthers fan, I know it's the Cowboys defense, but
there's hope.
Yeah, you're building something here. You are building something.
Duncan Dad.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo what Jake said. I mean, talk the talk, walk the walk. He did it. I mean, the Dolphins, and the Cowboys are not complete pushovers. The defenses are, serviceable. Obviously, you've got someone like Parsons on the other side. If he's still there, but he's not, ups it a little bit. But, there's something going on in Carolina. Good for them. I mean, I don't know if, Bryce is trying to figure things out eventually and, taking advantage of the young talent that they have. But, there's a little bit of momentum. And that's good, because Carolina's been, like the Jets.
They've been asked since Jerry Richardson sold the team anyway. So good for the Panther fan. As I made the comment, dude, Panther fans want Jerry Richardson back. I love it. I love them tearing up the Dolphins defense because that thing was like Swiss cheese. But Tim tearing up the Cowboys, going back-to-back weeks, shoving it up Jerry Jones's face and everybody on the Cowboy defense is really entertaining. Good for him. And I like to say this. That was a fun. I was
it was a fun game.
That game. That was a fun game.
It was a fun game. Yeah.
I was locked in because we got the shitty late game with the Raiders and the Titans, but I was glad I have Sunday ticket. That's why I was like, it's always good to have Sunday tickets.
The first half and even the second half, but there were a few more stops. And in general, you get a lot of lead changes late, and then you get from a strategy concept of clock management and everything. It really had it all, and it looked like two well coached, well run.
It looked like a football game, right? Yeah.
It looked like a 7-on-7 game. Also, Hunter Renfrow, balls by Dave Canales going 4th and 8th, by the way, throwing the slant to Hunter Renfrow.
Defensively, though, and I know we're not doing a deep dive breakdown on this, but defensively, Eberflus might be on thin ice for the Cowboys because you got a 4th down and 8, and you're in man coverage with like a 15-yard cushion. I mean, these guys, they drive Cadillacs and Escalades too. Like, they're good players. They're going to complete 8 yards a pass if you give them that much cushion.
Yep.
Definitely. All right. Audio clip here. Thoughts on Tua Tagovailoa's comments from yesterday about the players not showing up to meetings. And this is brought to you by me because I cut these post-game cuts from the pressers from the Miami Dolphins. So here we go. Tua Tagovailoa, brought to you by Omar Kelly, asking this question, by the way.
Keep this team from taking a woe is me mentality like this keeps happening to us. Situation.
Yeah, well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys. Right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late. Guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature. That we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
To be clear, you're saying some players were late or missed?
Late, yeah. Yep.
What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Ooh, who wants to start? Duncan Dad? I feel like I started on the Rico Dowdle thing, and I took every single talking point.
Yeah,
you took all the time.
Duncan Dad, go.
There has to be accountability. There has to be leadership. I know he's part of the leadership, and he sort of did the pseudo, I'm going to throw you under the bus without throwing myself under the bus while I'm throwing you under the bus. I guess it's a good little culture thing that you have someone there standing up, but I don't think that is going to be the solution in that locker room. They don't care. Like it's sad to say that, but at this point, they're clocking in and they're clocking out. That's what those guys are doing. And I'm not taking anything against the work ethic, nothing against the players, because you're all doing your own thing. But there's no overriding, resounding culture or voice saying, "This is Miami Dolphin football," and blah. Like that's no. It's my 9 to 5, man. I'm coming in doing my stuff,
Yep.
doing just enough not to get fired.
That's such a perfect segue into what I wanted to say. And Trevor, you can probably appreciate this as much as anybody, but go all the way back to that 2023 first round playoff exit to the Chiefs. And I know it was a freezing cold game and everything else, but you watched that game in close detail. And Duncan, Dad, you're so right. Everyone was just happy to be there. And then even after the loss in the locker room and everything else, it just seemed like that was a representation of who this team is. And instead of getting better from 2023 into 2024, they got worse. And obviously they've just continue to take steps backwards and further dig that hole deeper and deeper. It's a miracle McDaniel hasn't been fired yet. But how about some ownership with the players as well? And maybe Tua was trying to imply that, but it came across like very dismissive in the sense that there's zero accountability from him. You're the leader, man. And I hate to turn on Tua because nobody likes to be wrong. And I said when they offered him the contract that there's not a lot of good quarterbacks in this league. At the time, that 2023 offense, if you recall, was putting up all kinds of numbers. I didn't think he was the issue, but if we see another one of these types of press conferences, and maybe I should just go ahead and admit I was wrong, because I don't know if Tua looks like a franchise leader at this point, and the Dolphins are just kind of stuck with him.
As someone who has to deal with this team up front and very close by, I love how he's doing it, but I also hate it how he's going after everyone, telling what's going on in the dirty laundry in the media. Makes my job more fun to cut up post-game sound between everyone. But I also think
loving that.
I am loving it because I don't have to play drops like anything.
All
like
right.
that, like during my pressers. I just personally think it's a bad look by Tua because I'm glad he's like saying it, but I wish people just took accountability. And plus, when you see Mike McDaniel putting his like wearing capri shorts, capri pants, and like, will have his feet like on the side. That does not look confident, and he knows he's on the hot seat. This organization is a dumpster fire. Stephen Ross is not happy, but he also looks like he doesn't give a crap anymore. So I think it's more entertaining. Plus, we had another banner flying over the stadium yesterday. So
good.
Yeah, so we are in New York Jet territory right now for the Miami Dolphins, and I'm going to say this. I hope they hire Rex Ryan as their next head coach because I'm going to love that, by the way.
Really? Wow.
Give me that,
You think
please.
he deserves another chance?
Bring him in, by the
All
way.
right.
Plus, he's in the AFC East. He loves the division anyways, so that's why. All right, number 6. Thoughts on the Detroit Lions pass play to Jared Goff for a touchdown that was called back for illegal formation. Jake.
Oh, boy. Where do we start? All right. Lots of layers. We're going to peel them off like an onion one by one. One, love the creativity. As far as I'm concerned, when Ben Johnson left, I was told he was the only one that ever knew how to draw up a trick play. So it's good to see that the Lions have still continued that. But no, in all seriousness, I was pretty much settled on how I felt about it, where, hey, you got to know the rules. He's declared as a quarterback and he has to set as, for a full second. But then when I heard Boomer Esiason's take on it this morning, I was quickly brought back or changed my mind on it because he disagreed vehemently with it. And then you combine the fact that the amount of time it took to overturn the call, and then what seemed like Jared Goff looking for an explanation after the call turned into a delay of game, which further resulted in the Lions being forced to kick a field goal at the point in the game where, yes, it was early, but that opening drive was so substantial in terms of setting the tone that to settle for 3 there was a huge win for the Chiefs, obviously. But all that to say is we need some clarity here from the league of what's allowed, and maybe Boomer Esiason's just off, but if you heard his comments, he said basically explained and broke it down why it should have been a legal play, that Goff didn't declare as the quarterback. He's just like another skill player motioning across, which you can motion as long as you're staying horizontal and not making a move forward. You can be in motion at the time of the snap and you just have to be set before the motion. So if that's the case, then it should have been a legal play. But the whole crying over spilled milk, it happened. The Lions got outplayed. There were other times they could have won that game, and it just is a bummer, especially for whoever had the bet. I think it was Henry Lockwood that posted a picture of the bet that he had Jared Goff as the first touchdown scorer that would have paid $13,000 for a $100 bet.
150, by the way.
Yeah, $150 bet. But that's a big miss because it was there.
Duncan Dad.
I'm not going to get fined by the league. I think the officiating when it comes to the Chiefs is just trash.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, listen, I'm all for fair play. I'm all for, man, if I mess up and it's in the rules, you go ahead, you call it on me. I step out of line. Like, I'm good. If I'm going to lose, let me lose fair. And I'm not saying the Chiefs don't win fair or don't lose fair, etc. But I will say this. The crossing the T's and dotting the I's and getting out the microscope comes into so much play when Kansas City is involved in a primetime game. So much. And it's blatant. Even the casual fan is like, why are you calling a pass 15 yards over some dude's head, pass interference, after he throws his hands up and asks for it? Like, he legit asked for that penalty, and they gave it to him. Mahomes got knocked down 2 times. Oh, roughing the passer. Hutchinson, I mean, okay, yeah, you took too many steps. That was roughing. 3 plays before that? No, not so much. Hands, grab, and it's like, it's becoming offensive to the fan to sit there and watch it and be like, okay, play's over. Wait a second. No flags. All right. But there's only a couple teams that you have to really be concerned when that happens. And fortunately for Kansas City, it's Kansas City. And look, if it's a duck, it's a duck, man. And that's stuff that happens. And, you know, I could see where Branch and people get pissed off and they want to go after people. And it's just the whole thing, like Jake said, those are the sort of plays that you have momentum built. You're coming down. You are creative. Stuff works. But, okay, your legal formation, go on. But it spirals, right? It spirals into now it's legal formation. And now there's a delay of game. And now we're backed up again. So our entire momentum, our entire build, our entire game plan changes from that point going forward. And taking 3 points as opposed to 6 or 7, that's huge, man. Especially when you're on the road, especially when you're already a 2-point underdog, whatever the hell it is. But those things happen when Kansas City plays in the game. They just, they do.
Yeah.
They do. And like,
it occurs
way
way
trying
too
to be
often.
that dude.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And it occurs way too often for it to continue to be this coincidence. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. And I said this last night on my Locked on Lions post-game show. That's not why the Lions lost.
No.
And I don't think anybody's claiming that, but we also have to use our brains and the intellectual capacity that the good Lord gave us to say, like, what's going on here, you know? And it's always the Chiefs. So I agree 100%.
All refs are bad. Fine them. They should all go straight to jail. That's my comment anyways.
Straight to jail.
All right, number 5. Thoughts on the dust-up on Brian Branch and Juju Smith-Schuster after Sunday Night Football. I'm going to go first here.
Yeah.
Some people are happy that Juju Smith-Schuster got his face knocked in. I was looking at it like this is uncalled for. Someone needs to go be suspended for this. Dan Campbell had a nice quote about it, that we don't do that in that Detroit Lions style of football. And I'm glad Dan Campbell and the Lions would do some discipline on him. Jake Riepma, I think, I love your head coach anyways. I'm gonna say that.
No doubt. Yeah. It's one of those things when you said you had me at Dan Campbell said, so there.
Yep. Like a lord over here.
Right.
On the 8th day, Campbell came down.
Yeah, literally. I said it in the open. It was a cheap shot. I know as always with these things, more and more comes out. Okay, Juju Smith-Schuster gave him a cheap shot that wasn't called a few plays later, but that doesn't give you the runway to go pull some chicken shit like that. I mean, anybody that's played the game at any level knows, like, if the refs miss a call, you don't just go and basically lose all control and go after the guy. It's like, come on. It just makes the Lions look so bad. And furthermore, I think, listen, not that I have this ability. I mean, obviously the Lions are the team I cover and am a little bit closer to the vest than a normal team. But if I were to take a step back and just like look at Brian Branch, Okay, he was thrown out of a game in Green Bay a year
Mhm.
ago. He threw a helmet in Green Bay this year, and he's been fined already by the league. So the league, we know the league makes statements, and they could make an example out of him. And I don't think you'd have an argument against making an example out of Brian Branch. He's shown that he comes unhinged. He's shown that he comes unglued. And in addition to a fine, maybe it's a suspension. And again, I don't think Brian Branch and the Lions really have an argument against whatever the league decides to do.
I'll put it like that. Jake did a job. Good job for all. He took all the good talking points. So
Clip that. I want to see that one on social media.
it will be. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. Number 4 in the battle of who has the worst turf between the MetLife Stadium. Now we have Heinz Field in this. Thoughts on the turf problem Sunday in Pittsburgh? Players were saying the turf was unplayable, and also Chris Boswell had a nice divot when he went and kicked the field goal, by the way. What do we do here? Do we Heinz Field has always had bad field turf no matter what. There's always been grass. Cue the 07 Dolphins Steeler game from 07, which was like a mud pit anyways. Should we not have teams be sharing the same field with college teams anymore?
Right. That's where I was going to start with, because obviously Pitt and the Pitt Panthers and the Steelers share it's not called Heinz Field anymore. I
call it Heinz Field.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's
AccuShare Stadium.
AccuShare. Yeah, I can never even say
share.
Yeah, like I can picture the big. I'll just say the big A word, but that sounds wrong. Yeah,
I call stuff with the old names on there. I call the Wells Fargo Center, which is now I don't know what it is. I call it the First Union Center, anyways.
Perfect.
Or the new Red Wings arena. I call it the Joe still, anyways.
Yeah. You don't like the Little Caesars hot and sweaty pizza for you?
Like those cheesesteak bites I got going on now.
Yeah.
Pizza cheesesteak bites. Look out.
There you go. Yeah.
How let me segue real quick. How insulting is that as a Detroit food aficionado when you get like that? Because my previous person was from that area, and she had like this Detroit style pizza, right? And it was deep, and it was like, okay, this is kind of good. And then I see all this funky stuff coming out. People try to recreate. It's like the cheesesteak. It's not good, right?
I was just saying, most of the time it's insulting. I know Costco has a Motor City pizza. I've seen some frozen ones, but I will say this. I know we're not in the business of shameless plugs, but as far as a franchise or chain, whatever it does, that does a decent Detroit style pizza, Jets. That's all.
I was going to say that's a good one. Yes,
all right. Jets. All right.
But I could talk for days about Detroit pizza, food in general.
What's the big one out there? The big Detroit pizza.
Buddies is the original. The original square pizza.
The original square pizza. Shout out to Buddies.
Yeah,
Buddies. Send stuff for the program. Send it down.
Please do. Upperworldpodcast@gmail.com, please. As always.
Do.
All right.
All right. Sorry. I hijacked.
So Miami shares the team, their stadium with the Hurricanes. Pitt Panthers share it with the Steelers.
Yep.
Eagles share it with Temple. I don't know why they still do that. I'm trying to figure out who else. I think that's Arizona State used to share it with the Cardinals until the Cardinals got their new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, honestly. Am I missing anybody else? When there's bowl games and stuff. Oh yeah, Tampa and USF, by the way. But they do a good job at least getting the field ready. At least Tampa does.
Yeah. I know there will be some college games at Soldier Field, but I don't think any one team. They usually have an HBC showcase there.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, some other showcase games, but nothing permanent. But a bigger, and that's not the right way to put it, but another part of the equation in the conversation is obviously the synthetic field turf versus natural grass.
Yeah.
And that's always a conversation I'm fascinated by, because I feel like my opinion is different than those than most, because you always hear players want to play on grass, but look at that grass that they were playing on in Pittsburgh. I don't think players want to play on that grass. And I always liked the consistency of knowing what you had to work with from a surface standpoint, even though I understand a lot of injuries have happened at MetLife and other synthetic field turf venues. But at the same time, I just liked the consistency. And yeah, it probably feels worse to get the turf burns and everything on an artificial surface. But at the same time, you avoid with the situation you had there in Pittsburgh with the synthetic field turf.
Looking down
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, no, something has to be done to where I know sometimes Ray very rarely do they have like a home game Saturday and then Bucks play on Sunday. There's usually some off week in between, or at least there's a full day for it to recover. But it gets tore up, man. So like you have all these people pushing, oh, we're just gonna go to synthetic, we're gonna do synthetic fields, blah blah blah. But there's a cost that comes with that people really don't want to run with, and then it's got to get replaced. Well, I mean, staying with sod, but it's it needs to stop, or it needs to be scheduled to where it doesn't coincide. But it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the best of two evils, I guess.
Even though Pitt had a away game, they were at Florida State, which is crazy anyway. So and they said they were going to replace it soon. So crazy. All right, number 3. Eagles play the Vikings this week. Who's your all-time tool bag for either team? Don't get that.
All-time Eagle tool player?
Eagles, Vikings. Who's your all-time tool bag that you play for either team? You can think of.
Oh my gosh!
I got one for the Vikings, anyways.
Yeah, I want to hear yours first because I've gone through a laundry list of people in my head.
I have Fred Smoot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Fred Smoot is one. Ray Edwards. He was a defensive end who played for the Vikings as well. I always thought Bernard Berrian looked like a tool bag in my opinion. Anyway, so it's those two. And Gus Frerotte. I don't know. He looked like dumb and stupid to me. That's why.
He ran an entire touchdown run and then banged his head into a wall one time and injured
he cussed himself.
Yeah.
That was when he was with the Redskins, at least.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
So I think that would classify as the dumb and stupid that you're referring to. John Randall, maybe not tool bag, but he was an ultimate trash talker. So I think he deserves at least an honorable mention because he was quite literally always talking. But he backed it up too. One of the best.
Yeah, he definitely backed it up. Man, I'm trying to think Vikings. I mean, Moss is so great, but he ran his mouth. My instant thing for the Eagles, I go to Freddie Mitchell. But I like Freddie Mitchell. I think he was good for that spot. It was like attitude era NFL. Freddie Mitchell,
It's like Dante Culpepper too.
Dante Culpepper, yeah.
The only thing he had was cool touchdown dance like this.
There was a couple guys. I mean, like alligator arms.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if I could say one of my guys is a tool bag. The Vikings guys. I mean, I was going to say Randall, but probably just for the same reason. I mean, Jared Allen at some point he was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
I actually like Jared Allen.
I don't think there's anybody when I go up and down the rosters and be like, man, like I don't want to be around that dude, or that dude is just like a walking, conundrum. But
Donovan McNabb with the Vikings. That was kind of funny though. That was bad.
Yeah, I mean, you guys who played for both teams, right? So D-Mac, right? I'm sure there's a Gary Anderson or some kind of Anderson somewhere. Walt Anderson,
All right.
About that.
Number 3, give me your power rankings leading into week 7. I'm going to give you mine. Lions, Bills, Bucks, Chargers. I'm stuck between the Colts and the Eagles right now. So 5A and 5B is the Colts and the Eagles. What do you think?
I think you got to keep the Eagles in there.
I kind of want to take them out. They don't deserve much recognition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Colts.
I like that. I wanted to keep my Lions at number 1. I think everybody had them at number 1, but unfortunately, I got to go with Buffalo number 1. And then, I mean, you can only go by what your record is. You are what your record says you are. So Tampa Bay, and Indianapolis, I'm going to have them in there. I'll keep my Lions in there. And unfortunately, I know you're down on the Eagles, but I sometimes throw Thursday night football sample sizes out the window, or at least, and again, this is just reverse psychology because obviously I hate the Eagles, but there can be such a thing as a bad Thursday night outing on the road, everything else. So I still think they're one of the best teams.
We love you, Jake, anyways. So.
Yeah, off camera, he's got a voodoo doll of Swoop, and he's like sticking the pins into the wings.
Yeah. So that's being a Packer fan right now, anyways.
Oh man, my power rankings. My goodness, I'll go top down. I guess Buffalo, I think, is number 1. I think you have an argument for. I don't know. I enjoy Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is really playing well. I think right now, if they lined up against anyone really, they could probably give them a game. I think maybe 4 out of 6 times they beat the Bills. My goodness, I'm torn.
Fuck it, send it in.
Yeah, exactly. Send it in. I mean, Green Bay's doing what they need to do. The Eagles, I think by proxy-ish, they're still there, but they're very, very low. Like there's a lot going on in Philadelphia right now. There's talks about this segue again or sidetrack. Like come in, do rah-rah talk. Get Brian Dawkins. Bring back that mentality and who we are. Kind of like we talked about the Dolphins earlier. And I just know that this particular generation of players, they don't respond to that. They don't like the rah-rah, run through the wall kind of stuff. Like that's not going to get them going. It's I don't know, TBD on the Eagles. I mean, I guess the Chiefs look good, right? I mean, can't take the Chiefs out of the conversation, but man,
they played really well last night,
Yeah.
and I know we talked about all the other factors with it, but there's something to be said about, as much as I can't stand him, Patrick Mahomes and his playmaking ability. They're getting healthier and they're getting some of their weapons back. But the same with the Bucs, man. I think it's still a while yet till that Monday night game against the Lions this next week, but we're going to find out a lot. But at the same time, the Bucs are down so many different guys, and at this point in the season, everybody has injuries. But I think the Bucs. If I'm a Bucs fan, I'm feeling good.
oh yeah,
All right, Monday Night Football. I got a doubleheader again.
Your
I'm
favorite.
gonna make this real easy, by the way. I'm gonna say this is a Jason Benetti thing. Who's the first player you think about for the Falcons, Bills, Bears, and Redskins? Just either player for each team.
just quick.
Yeah, quick. Yeah.
Falcons, I think Dion.
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Bills, I think of Jim Kelly. Duncan Dad.
Devin Thomas.
Jake
That's
Reaper.
good. I'll recency bias it up. Josh Allen.
Chicago Bears, Jay Cutler, and is smoking cigarettes on the sideline.
Nice. I'll say mine so I don't get it taken. Brian Urlacher, Monsters of the Midway.
Good one. Duncan Dad.
Tom Waddle.
Ah! Yes! Now I'll clip that.
What's up, Waddle?
What up, Waddle? Washington.
ESPN 1000.
Right.
ESPN
He's a big fan of the show, right?
That's right.
Yes, I heard he is. Washington. I'm gonna say Clinton Portis.
Not bad. That's definitely our childhood. I wanted a Clinton Portis jersey. I also heard he was I have some good sources. Actually, you know what? I don't mind naming this source because he said it on the radio. One John Jansen, who is one of the morning show hosts on 97 Won the Ticket, played at Michigan with Brady and had a really long career with the Washington Redskins, said Clinton Portis was not the best teammate and it was tough to block for him at times.
Shout out to
Wink,
John Jansen,
wink,
by the way.
wink.
Shout out to John Jansen. Not John Jansen from the Gambler in Philly. Duncan Dad, who you got?
Art Monk.
Ooh,
Good call.
that's a good one. All right, who's back?
I didn't get to say my Washington one. I mean, it's John Jansen, obviously, a really good left tackle, but also LeVar Arrington.
Ooh, nice.
I like LeVar Arrington. I like his tenure with the Redskins more than the Giants, anyway. So
There
that's
you go.
funny. All right, who's back of the week, by the way? Can I say Eagle fans being pissed again?
You can say whatever you want.
Eagles fans being pissed at the Giants fans again.
Your show.
It is true. That is my show. Jake, who you got?
Who's back of the week? Annoying Packer fans. They win one game, and a game where the
good one.
Bengals actually made it a one-score game and trailed by 6 in the fourth quarter. And that Super Bowl parade. Get it ready for the Packers.
Oh, clarify on mine. Eagles fans being pissed at Sean Sharif, by the way. I'm going to say shout out to Sean Sharif, by the way. So I can say who's back of the week, by the way. I'll clip this, by the way, for him. Duncan Dad, who you got?
I'm going to say Carolina Panther football.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. It's time for Guess the Lines Week 7. We have a double header for Monday Night Football, one on local television, one on ESPN Plus. Our last London game before they go to Germany, and a lot of other games. All right, Steelers and Bengals is your Thursday night football game. I'm going to say Steelers by 7. Duncan Dad, who you got, by the way?
Steelers 5.
Jake.
Steelers 3.5.
Steelers are a 5.5-point favorite.
Oof.
And Dad, you were close. All right, Sunday morning football, Rams and the Jaguars. Are you going to wake up early for this?
Heck yeah, let's go.
So enthused about that. Give me the Rams by 3. I think it'll be very close depending on Puka Nacua if he's going to play this week or not. So give me the Rams by 3. Jake.
I don't hate that. Ravens, I don't know really you can put any stock in that Rams win over the Ravens. It's just a lost cause, but I still think the Rams will be 4.5-point favorites here.
Ooh. I like the Jags, man. I like what they're doing. I like Trevor. Got knocked down, got up. It's like one of those little what's the drill you used to call in high school, Jake?
Oklahoma drill?
Oklahoma drill?
Oklahoma drill. Yeah, you gotta get off the ground, pick up the ball, fall by down, get up, come around. Yeah,
I got leveled in the Oklahoma drill once. That was more fun.
Man. Let's go Jags.
Who you
I'm gonna say
got?
Rams. Man, but it's a home game for the Jags, man. They like playing over there.
It's in London, by the way.
I know,
remember.
yeah, I know. That's their home.
They always get
Um,
shipped off overseas.
Yeah. I'll go. Give me the Rams. Would you go, Jake? 2?
I went 4.5.
I'll do Rams by 2. I think the Jags win that game.
Rams by 3.
Oh,
Let's go. But
Let's
I
go.
think the Jaguars may win this
I
game.
think
Honestly.
I think the Jags can win, man.
All right,
Let's go.
yikes! These games blow. We're gonna go to this factory of sadness. By the way, let's go to Cleveland. Dolphins, Browns. Someone must win this game.
Not so fast, my friend. Cowboys and the Packers. They'd like to say otherwise.
I'm gonna say Dolphins by 1.
Yeah, this is the definition of a yikesies. I'll say Dolphins 2.5.
Oh man, I
I'm
want to
gonna
say pick 'em.
I'm gonna actually request a local blackout. That's what I'm gonna request, anyways. Oh, because I really don't want to watch this game. Period. 2.5-point favorite, Cleveland. By the way,
Yeah, go Browns.
See.
yes. This
It is over in Miami. It is over.
I mean, they played the Chargers tough. They looked competent on offense. Achane got loose a little bit.
Look, Lad McConkey had a nice, wonderful cut and a juke to go 42 yards. I gotta say that was a hell of a catch, by the way. All right, Patriots, Titans.
Titans
Mike
just fired
Vrabel
their-
return to Tennessee, by the way.
Yeah, but did the Titans get the fired coach bump?
That is a good question, by the way. They have not named an interim head coach yet as we are recording, unless someone's going to check that for me right now. Let's go to the phones.
Frank
Anyone?
Whitecheck's gonna come and save them.
They have not named a head coach anyways yet. I guess we don't. If I have to guess, I don't know who. I guess you know what? It's gonna be Brian Callahan, the old.
It's only money.
It's gonna be Bill Callahan, the old Raider head coach. He's the new interim head coach. I'm gonna say it's Bill Callahan versus Mike Vrabel. Give me the Patriots by 4.
Patriots are legit, man. I'll take
Patriots are good.
Patriots 3.5 on the road.
I'm going to take it an even bigger line because I agree. Patriots are legit. I'll go 6.5.
Ooh,
Wildcard team, yeah.
that. And people criticize me for calling the Patriots the second best team in the AFC East down here. These Dolphin fans don't know football, anyways. If I could find you 7 points, by the way.
Oh,
Jake Reitmo, good job. I'm
You're
surprised.
Quite nail it, but it was close.
You were quite nailing it. All right, Panthers, Jets. Panthers back-to-back wins. Jets, we shipped them back to North America, even though Jet fans want them to stay in London. I can't say a crazy spread on this because I think it's too close to call. I'm gonna say Panthers by 5.
I think there's still room for lower and rock bottom for the Jets. So I'll say Panthers 6.5 because call me crazy, but after watching 4 quarters of Panthers football, I'm somewhat impressed.
Jim too. Duncan Dad.
okay. We won a game yesterday. If we win today, that's 2 in a row. And if we win again tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. That's my best move around for Major League. Yeah, come on, Panthers. Let's go. You're winning. Give me the Panthers by 5.
Man, we're both really high spreads on this bad boy. It is, if I could find it, 1.5. By the way,
That is disrespectful to the Panthers right now, man.
that's crazy. That is crazy. All right,
After
mug
coming
game.
off a negative 10 yards passing for the Jets.
Jake, is Aaron Glenn gonna get fired? Do you think in New York?
No, he shouldn't. If it's an egregious overreaction if he does. And I'm talking from the Dan Campbell school right now, where the Lions were absolutely terrible in his first year, a little bit better the next year, and then it takes a year plus to instill that culture. So give Aaron Glenn some time.
Tell that to Jake Aspen, that Jet fan that's on Twitter and stuff, who's a live show all the time. Go after him, by the way. He wants him fired after 1 year. That kid's nuts. Anyways, Saints and Bears. I threw this in mug games. I didn't know where to put it anyway. So the Saints have some fight. The Bears are entertaining, at least. We don't know what's going to happen after this Monday night game. Can I say pick them?
Yeah, I don't think that's wrong. I can't stand either team for whatever reason. It's just easy to hate against, but I'll say Saints -2.5.
What's your reason for the New Orleans Saints? Because you're probably in the same boat as I. Go.
Saints hater.
Yeah, they're not the top of the list, but I just, for whatever reason, I must follow the wrong Saints people because they're loud. And ever since Drew Brees left, like what are they? And before Drew Brees, what were they?
Not gonna lie. Welcome to my club. I have the same reason, anyways. But I had more because more Giant fans I knew became Saints fans because they got tired of Eli Manning, so they became Drew Brees fans. So that's one of my reasons. Duncan, what do you have?
Give me the Bears by 4.
This game is a noon game. It is 5.5 Chicago. Duncan, Dad, you get that one, by the way. All right, Sunday ticket watchable. I got you 3 games, 2 in the late window, the bridge window, too. Eagles Vikings. This is I think Carson Wentz is starting, by the way.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So this is the reason why I'm putting it in Sunday ticket watchable. Eagles versus Vikings. Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz. This could go either way. This is a showdown. This is either tell Carson Wentz to beat it or something else. I like the Eagles by 1.5, by the way. I think this is going to be a shootout, by the way.
Yeah, I'll go Eagles -3.5. I've talked positively about them this entire show. Why stop now?
I don't have that much confidence. Maybe that's just the old pessimistic Philly fan coming back out of me.
I kind of like it already.
Seen things, been there, I think I think Vegas likes them by like 2, but I'm not surprised if Minnesota just wins this game outright. The Eagles are not going to be able to cover Justin Jefferson, not going to be able to cover Addison in the center. It's not going to be pretty defensively.
So what's your spread?
2. Give me 2.
Eagles are a 2.5 point favorite in Minnesota. Over under is at 42.5, by the way.
I might take the over or not.
Anyone likes the over, I'm going to take that, by the way. All right, Giants and Broncos, 405, by the way. I think there's a sneaky good game, by the way. Anyone agree with me?
Could be a really sneaky good game. Lots of
really?
characters. Lots of characters.
Sean Payton revenge game, too, by the way, because he was the Giants OC back in the day. Give me the Broncos by 3, by the way. I'm going to give them the 3.
I think you were closer the first time. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I'll go Broncos 1.5.
All right. I'm going to take the Broncos by like 5.
I was about to see Broncos by 6, but I think
I was going to go 6, but
that just seemed
You
way
guys
too much.
watch Thursday Night Football? Come on, Jackson Dart.
That's why I'm trying to make it a close game at least. By the way, Broncos are a 7-point favorite in Denver. By the way.
Oh, there I am.
Boom.
I run my mouth, and I am way wrong.
Let's go to Los Angeles. Hello, Colts and Chargers. By the way, 4:05 p.m. By the way,
Man, who's going to show up? What Chargers team is going to show up?
oh,
Legitimate question.
what?
Who's going to show up?
How many Colt fans are going to show up to Los Angeles again? That's a better question.
Maybe
Do the
more
Colts fans-
now.
Yeah, maybe more now. Yeah, maybe.
Listen.
Give me the Chargers by 1. I think this will be a fun game if I get bored.
Good segue, because as much as it pains me to be anti-Colts, because I think it's a fun story, I am still a Jim Harbaugh believer. Give me the Chargers 3.5.
Yeah, Chargers home. They get the 3 points. It could be sloppy. It just has like a blah kind of feel to it.
What's your number?
3. Give me 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite, by the way.
Ooh, lots of love for Jonathan Taylor and Jones. How about that?
Look at me. I'm actually on a heater sometimes. All right. Fox doubleheader. Packers Cardinals is before we go to Washington Redskins Cowboys. We'll do Packers Cardinals. That game is in Arizona. This will probably be a Packer home game, anyways. No, I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to play, but so give me the Packers by 7, please.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the books love the Packers. Packers 8.5.
I'll take the Packers. The Packers by 6. Let's do Packers by 6, and I think it's about time Arizona is getting ready to press that panic button.
What do we thought of Jonathan Gannon is hitting the guy in the chest? By the way, he got fined $100,000. By the way,
Yeah, he deserved. No, the player deserved to be hit. He should have done more. He should have taken somebody's cane and hit him with the cane. He should have taken his helmet and hit him with the helmet. I am pro coach the player violence. Let the record show.
Let's
go. Obviously, I'm kidding around. I don't want that to be clipped and then that be the end of me. But the coach has to control himself. He can't make physical contact, but run through the goal line holding the football. And none of this happens.
We don't need to know Deshaun Jackson. Actually, I will not clip that, by the way. So 6.5 is your spread, by the way, for the Packers, by the way. Over under at 44.5. I think we don't need an over for that. All right, so late game, you're in the area, classic rivalry. I guess it's back. Redskins, Cowboys. Cowboys defense looks brutal. Do you think Matt Eberflus will make it through this week?
A lot of talk that he'll be gone after the bye week, so which is the first weekend in November.
All right.
Like week 9. Okay, right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the Cowboys, Eagles, Bucks. I think those guys were on the bye on 9.
Yeah. Eagles are out.
Right. But a lot has to happen because this is brutal.
Yeah, it's probably the worst defense I've seen by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Do they call Rob Ryan back? Because he was at least decent for them.
Yeah.
Give me Washington by 3.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think that when with Dak's offense, there it is. Way to go,
Hey-o.
Dak. I didn't know what I wanted to say there.
Daffy Duck.
Not that.
Yeah. With Dak controlling Dallas's offense, they're just really never out of a game, and I think the books will reflect that. I mean, look at the Packers game; they were such big favorites, and they still find a way to tie that game because Dak played so well. And I am a big proponent of Dak. I think he's playing at a MVP level, and I'm not all in on Washington. Remember one of the first shows we did, I said they're looking at a letdown from a sophomore slump from Jaden Daniels and hurt. But that being said, I'll still say the Lions 2.5 in favor of Washington.
All right. Rain Dakota can do his thing out there for them Cowboys. I think it's a close game, and I'm more inclined to be on Jake's wagon with that when it comes to the Commanders. I don't think they are near where they were last year. Obviously, a little bit injury bug coming around after the big signing of McLaren. I mean, it always happens for some reason. Like you give a guy a contract and something comes up. I'll take. I don't know. I want to take like the Cowboys at home by like 1.5 points.
Redskins. Washington is favored by 2.5. By the way, so Jake, you're on the money. By the way, so
Yes, I don't like that.
All right.
Right.
Sunday Night Football, Falcons 49ers, a classic NFC West rivalry game. I mean, never mind, not an NFC West game. Give me the Falcons, 49ers by 3. I don't know what's going to happen on Monday Night Football between the Falcons and Bills anyways. So
49ers are an odd case study because they've won a lot of really close games. They've done it in different ways. Mac Jones has seemingly resurrected his career. And, oh, by the way, they lost Fred Warner. Joey Bullock is gone. It's just really puzzling. I don't know how to make sense of it. It's one of those games I could see them winning by 2 touchdowns or losing by 2 touchdowns. So I'll just guess somewhere and say it'll be a close game, but I still like the Niners minus 2.5.
Take the Niners with the field goal at home. And in the same way, I think the Niners are like the most confusing 4-2 team in the league.
Yep.
Like, I don't know who you are at all. At all. I have no idea who you are. At least the Eagles, like, I know who you are. And I know it sucks and you're 4-2, but I can't get my hand around anything
They've
that
had
Sandler's
like
doing.
these weird breakouts between Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne and Jawan Jennings. It's from unlikely sources. Obviously, you got Christian McCaffrey and everything, but defensively, with losing Warner is just so.
That sucks.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
That injury sucked. I was watching that last night. All right. 49ers
Oh,
are
he's
3.5
dead. Jake's dead.
3.5 point favorite, by the way. I love the sunlight coming into Jake's little picture right now. If you're
Right,
enjoying this on
baby.
YouTube, by the way.
Dallas-esque. Shut
Yeah.
the blinds, Jerry. Shut the blinds.
Yeah, and true. We don't shut the blinds around here in Dallas, whether it's my apartment or AT&T Stadium. We want the sun in our eyes at all times.
God is watching down on this podcast. I'll say that, by the way.
There
That's
you go.
right.
All right, Monday Night Football doubleheader. We'll start with we'll go to Detroit Buccaneers Lions. I think this is the best Monday Night Football game we've had in 10 years, anyway. So
100%. Ford Field is a scary place in a primetime game. Lions fans are so rabid because they've just had nothing to cheer about for years and years and years. And finally, over the last few years under the Dan Campbell era, the Lions fans have, and they've made the most of it, combined with the fact that the Lions Bucks have kind of turned into a little bit of a rivalry with them meeting in the playoffs. And both being good, they used to be in the same division back when it was the what was it, NFC Central. Make sure I have my NFL history here. And yeah, I love a good restored rivalry. Baker on prime time, Lions at Ford Field. I like the Lions to bounce back after a loss, -4.5.
oh, I said I'm gonna say Lions by 6, by the way.
I love the fact that there's some time for these two teams to kind of get a little more healthy, because I want as close to the full complement of players in this game. I'm a little worried about the Branch thing. I don't know if they will not suspend him because of this type of marquee game coming up. But just like Jake, like I am super jacked to see these two teams go at it, because there's always some sort of fireworks. Like it's an exciting game when these two guys get together, especially as of late. Baker's balling out. The Lions are just a different beast, especially when they're at home. I hope it hits an over. I hope it's a last second, play. I don't let me down, NFL, because this is one that I got circled.
Let me add one more thing to that too, and I should have led with this, but it could be really, from an injury standpoint, it could be actually somewhat captivating in the sense that the Lions are down 6 of their top 7 cornerbacks. They were against Kansas City anyways, and the Bucks are down all of their wide receivers. So it's like, whose backups are going to make a bigger difference? It's backup on backup from the Bucks wide receiver and the Lions secondary.
That's it.
Do you want to know the over under for this game first?
Got to be 52.
53.5, by the way.
Nice call, Duncan Dad.
Look at you, Duncan.
Let's go.
Lions are favored by 5.5, by the way.
What did I say? I have short-term memory loss.
6.
I said
6. Yeah, that's right. That's good.
I give it to you anyways. All right, Titans Seahawks. I'm Texans Seahawks. I'm not gonna even watch this game anyways at 10 p.m. on a Monday night on ESPN Plus. Seahawks by 3. I don't even care about this game.
Texans are in a weird spot because they started horribly 0-3, then win 2 games in a row pretty convincingly, albeit one against the Titans. But watching this Texans team, they should be better. And then the bye week, I feel like, just came at the worst time. They didn't have any major injuries. I guess it's never bad to have a bye, but they'd won a couple of games. CJ Stroud looked awesome in that win against the Ravens. And then you're just like, sit and wait. And on top of that, it's an even longer week because you're going all the way to Monday Night Football. But I like the Texans. Give me I still believe in the Houston Texans.
Texans by
2.5.
Thank you.
Man, I want to believe in Nico Collins. I want to believe in CJ Stroud. I think the biggest missing component is my boy at the running back position. Mixon. Like, I think he's just a workhorse kind of guy. I do echo again, hit the repeat for Jake. You get momentum in the NFL. You had really crappy start. You start to build something. It looks good. People are gelling. There's a little bit of excitement around the team. And then you get the bye week. Sometimes the bye week comes at a great time. Other times it doesn't. I think at this point it came at a bad time for them because I don't think they have the locker room and culture-esque. I mean, DeMeco Ryans is great. I mean, hopefully he pumps them up and he keeps them, up
Yeah.
for this game. But I just think late Seattle, they're going to come out a little bit flat. You got that 12th man up there. Give me the Seahawks at home by 4.
You won 3.5 by the Seahawks, by the way. So that is Guess the Lines. Jake, what's going on in Fan University? You guys are having a stellar show, by the way.
Yeah, we're getting helped immensely by all the college teams in Texas. You got Texas A&M in the top 5. You got Texas Tech in the top 10, unbeaten. Texas might have revived their season. It's still on life support, but get a big win in the Red River rivalry. That's hard to say fast. And it was a bummer to see North Texas go down, who apparently will not be our group of 5 sweetheart that we were rooting for here in DFW, but still plenty of compelling storylines in the state of Texas on Fan University, having a blast. We've got some fun guests coming up on next show that we're waiting to finalize. So can't officially.
I hear, but I will ask you this, by the way, who should be the next Penn State head coach, by the way?
Oh yeah, let's talk a little bit about that.
No, we do that, Duncan Dad. You have some time for a minute for talk a little Penn State?
Absolutely. Oh, you said Duncan Dad. That's on me.
Duncan Dad, go.
Yeah, no, it's just great to see my Northwestern Wildcats and yet another coach's career. So you gotta love that.
That's pretty cool. If you had to name someone to be the next head coach for Penn State, I think you could go Alex Golish, maybe for USF. That's my guess. Or
he's a hot commodity, that's for sure. Matt Rule from Nebraska getting some love as well. And even maybe Kurt Signetti, the old Sig. He's done so much at Indiana. So
definitely for sure. Duncan Dad, who you got as next head coach for the Penn State Nittany Lions?
Oh, people want to buy out Sig. People want Rule to come over and come back. I think Rule's probably the guy. I don't know if Jake was saying that earlier in the program, but I think that's probably the guy who'll go after his local kid. It's got to be a significant change from Franklin. Shout out to Drew Aller. Horrible. Could have gone pro last year. Probably would have been drafted, somewhat high in way of quarterback. And he takes a hard injury. That's the breaks of college football and professional sports nowadays. But coach wise, you need to go away from the Franklin culture of we have a lot of talent. I'm going to make some plays, make some calls, and we're just going to let it play out. That can't happen. This is one of those. We need the rah-rah right now. We need to reinvigorate that Penn State locker room and that Penn State culture.
I think it's going to be a crazy, interesting hiring process for the Penn State Nittany Lions. I'll say that.
I mean, Rule only has, I think, a $5 million buyout, I think, in Nebraska. I mean, They're paying Franklin 66. It's a ridiculous amount of money to get him out. Close to 50, I think.
49 million, man.
Yeah, 49
million.
All I know is like $900 some an hour. I was like, I want that. I'd be you for a day.
What would you do with $49 million if you had a buyout, Jake?
I would play a lot of golf, and I would fly to see every single friend I've ever had, and then I'd maybe even take them with me on golf trips, on overseas trips, and I don't know, maybe I'd invest some so I could keep doing that.
It's a good question to have, asked anyway.
Question.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week, and I cannot wait to preview Monday Night Football. Lions, Buccaneers next week. Take care. Be well. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
Peace.